that 2v1. Time is up. Oh, yeah, time is up.
Gordon, edge of the area, still coming forward. Anthony Gordon tries to feed it infield. Oh, and then a sliding challenge from Kai Havertz, who's on a yellow. Play continues. Here is Emil Kraft to lift the ball inside the penalty area towards the back post. It'll spin towards Bruno Guimaraes here. And still going here, a twist and a turn. Claimed he was fouled by Ben White. Ben White will knock it forward. The referee says you can have a few more minutes, or does he?
Come on, ref.
What's he doing here, the referee? Pope to launch it forwards here. David Raya comes, punches away. He was on the edge of his penalty area.
2v1.
Now then, this is Jorginho. Now it's Martinelli up against Dan Burn. Slows things down a little bit here. Burn wins it back.
No.
Does he? It does.
Come on,
Burn
ref.
comes forwards here. The referee continues to let play go. We've had 6 minutes of added on time. Burn falls over his own feet, comes towards the left-hand side. Willock has it, looks to get the cross in. It's blocked, and the referee still hasn't put the whistle to his lips. And Newcastle win a corner.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's giving them every chance here, isn't he?
Absolutely baffling.
Minute and a half extra time.
Added on time to the added on time. I mean, this is where I don't think it... Well, I mean, I realise that if there is a stoppage in, you know, whatever. Corner to defend for Arsenal here. Keep your concentration, boys. As Newcastle send the corner in swinger. Pope's up inside the box. David Raya will collect. And that, I think, is just about that, is it? And there's some pushing and shoving inside the 6-yard box here. And... well, Calafiori's involved there, Osula's involved, David Raya's involved. Pretty much 20 players involved in the pushing and shoving. Bruno Guimaraes inevitably. David Raya, he's not happy, I think, about maybe a shove. He's getting the high fives from Jorginho and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Referee has got to pick the bones out of this one. It's a yellow card to whom? Kivior? Kivior is booked for his part in the melee.
Okay, well, David Wright was booked, wasn't he? So he had to be careful. He was shuffling away, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't want to get suspended for the last game of the season, really. He's already been given the man of the match.
Well, yeah, I mean, the yellow card's not come out again, so I presume that's it for the cautions, or is it?
I mean, the ref's brought this upon himself.
Of course he has.
Because he...
farcical.
Like, the game should have finished about 3 minutes ago. Yeah, here we are, still talking, still dragging it out.
Well, maybe he's waiting for some sort of VAR decision, a Michael Salisbury on VAR decision. We've not been told on our press screen if there is a decision to be made by Michael Salisbury here.
He's definitely
but he's speaking to the VAR official at the moment. So Michael Salisbury on VAR duty. There's nothing in our screen. Sometimes they will suggest to us, look, there's violent conduct or whatever. Obviously, a yellow can't be VAR'd, so if Raya's going to go, it's not via a yellow. They're not going to say, give him a yellow. That's not how it works. But...
he's just blown up.
After all that, the referee has decided
enough.
Belatedly that enough is enough. Well, what an odd end to a fixture that started badly for Arsenal but finished with 3 points. Newcastle by far the better team for the first 45 minutes. They should have scored. The only reason they didn't was because of the exemplary form of David Raya, who's been brilliant for Arsenal all season and made a number of saves over the course of the first 45 minutes to deny a whole host of Newcastle players who were on top. However, second half, a little bit like Anfield last week, Arsenal came to the party, created opportunities, and a brilliant goal, technically terrific from Declan Rice to find the corner. A goal fitting to win a game like this. Newcastle played really well. They were going for a point to make Champions League qualification a little easier and more straightforward for them. I think they'll get there anyway, but for Arsenal, 71 points. And although Manchester City can get to 71, you tend to think here, runners-up squad is ours.
Yeah, we're going to finish second. It's a 10-goal swing, isn't it, that they need? You know, in 2 games, that's a tall order. We have also got Southampton away, where hopefully we'll add to our goal difference. So, yeah, Arsenal are going to finish second, deservedly so, over the course of this season. But I was impressed by Newcastle today. I think I genuinely think they're the best of the rest. I think that they're a better side than City this year, much better than Chelsea. Obviously, Villa have come on strong, but I think Newcastle are the third best team in the Premier League, and we've had to work really hard today to beat them. Had to ride our luck. David Raya was certainly a busy man, but no, overall, I'm delighted with that win, delighted with it. And I think it was fitting in a way that David Raya was the hero in terms of making those saves, and that Declan Rice was also the hero in terms of scoring that winning goal, because they have both been outstanding this season for Arsenal.
They truly have, and Arsenal finished their home campaign with a win, and it will almost certainly, as Adrian has pointed out, secure second place in the Premier League. There will be a scrap for the final Champions League spots between Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Manchester City and Nottingham Forest. That will be some final day. We'll, of course, will be at St Mary's for you for the last game of the season, hoping that Arsenal can grab what would be a 20th win of the campaign. Very shortly indeed, we're going to be handing down to Nicole and Timsy will be pitch side for us to give us hopefully a little bit of reaction from some of the squad, and certainly there'll be some thoughts from our two presenters regarding this season. But Adi, just get your final thoughts on the home campaign. Obviously, look, Real Madrid's going to live long in our memories, isn't it? I mean, the best, no, you could argue the best night at Emirates Stadium, really.
Yeah, it was brilliant. You know? But it wasn't the only stellar win for us, of course, here. Who can forget the 5-1 against Manchester City? I absolutely love that day, because it's obviously payback for so many beatings that they've given us down the years. And, you know, I'll never forget, obviously, the Hale boys scoring, Waneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, and that celebration from Miles as well, which caused so much of a kerfuffle. I thought that was a great day as well for us. But look, yeah, to beat Real Madrid here in the manner that we did was truly unforgettable. Look, we've scored plenty of goals here in this season. It's just too many draws, really. Not enough clean sheets for me at the Emirates Stadium. Given up far too many leads, and if we had managed certain matches better at this stadium, I think we would have been far closer to Liverpool. Absolutely.
Look, there will be more of a debrief, of course, at the end of the Southampton game, and there'll be plenty of copy on the website for you to ingest regarding Arsenal's 24-25 campaign. Look, we know that Arsenal haven't improved in certain sections, and you can look to the league table and say straight away what the difference has been. But a Champions League semi-final was a bit of progress. Unfortunately, we fell short in both cup competitions, in the League Cup and, of course, the FA Cup, beaten by Manchester United on penalties. The League Cup, of course, Newcastle did for us home and away. But the challenge now is to rebuild, certainly in certain areas. You know, Mikel Arteta mentioned it this week. There has been some injustice with red cards. We feel that there's been a huge problem in terms of injuries, and Arsenal haven't been on the right side of that. Other teams have. We know that other teams have suffered injuries as well, but the ones that Arsenal have suffered and the times that they suffered them, you know, those are the key things, my key takeaways.
They have to be factors that people take into account. It's too easy to say, oh, this team's gone backwards, you know, Mikel Arteta hasn't done as good a job. I don't actually believe that. I think that there have been so many instances where bad decisions have gone against us and where major injuries have really hurt us, and it's those cluster injuries, Dan, that have been the big problem for us. So, look, yeah, of course we're disappointed to be so far away from Liverpool, but you know, I don't think there's a lot wrong with this team. I genuinely don't. I think we are very close to being a title-winning machine, and hopefully with some sensible and you know, large investment this summer, we can take this team to the next level. We're ready to win the biggest prizes. I genuinely believe it.
Yeah, there's going to be some big news, I would suspect, over the course of the summer regarding signings. Let's hope so. But look, we've got one more game to come at Southampton. We'll be with you for that. But let's get some reaction from pitch side. Nicole and Timsy are waiting for us full time here. Arsenal grabbed the 1-0 success. Let's enjoy some post-match appreciation with Nicole and Timsy, and live from M5.
Down pitch side at Emirates Stadium, and Timsy, it's a vibe. Everyone is thrilled, and also we should point out that pretty much every single supporter has stayed here in the stadium because Gunnosaurus, but more importantly, Mikel and the players are going to be doing a lap of appreciation.
A lap of appreciation, amongst other things. I know there's going to be a few like speeches, end of season speeches as well. Not from us, don't worry. Not from us, not from us.
I mean, we can, but no one needs to hear that.
You know what's nice as well is like there's just a nice air of like relief around the place. Like a lot of us, look, we thought we were going to do it. We predicted a win beforehand.
3-1.
3-1, not quite 3-1, but we'll take the 1-0. But it is just nice that the boys got the job done. And as we were saying, like it had a little bit of that energy of final home game of the season, tired legs. But you know what? They left it all out there, and everyone got their moments. You know, Kai came on, did his thing, got a standing ovation, and yeah, it's a great way to end the season because it would have just left a slightly bitter taste if, say, we lost, and then it was still a little bit in the balance whether we're going to finish top 4 or finish second, and then the speeches and everything might not have hit home as much. Whereas now it's like we've delivered at home. And now Mikel can give his speech, Martin can give his captain's speech as well, and I think it's the perfect way to end this season at home, for sure.
I like that also, I don't know about you, but I feel like we're talking like this is literally the last game of the season, and there's still one more.
One to go.
One more.
But we've done what we needed to do. We've secured Champions League, and I think we've basically secured second now as well, barring a little minor miracle. So I know if you can't hear us that well, it's very loud in the stadium right now because there's a lot of announcements going on.
So Nigel Mitchell, who does the in-stadium hosting here at Emirates Stadium, is talking right now, and he is welcoming Martin Odegaard. So I think we're going to cut over to them and hear what Martin's got to say.
Martin, another exciting campaign, reaching the Champions League semi-final for the first time in 16 years. Obviously, we missed out on the Premier League, but it's clear that we are going in the right direction. So how much confidence does that give you and the players going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, we can be very proud of what we've done, especially in the Champions League. I think we had a great run there and had some great experiences there. We have to admit that we haven't been good enough in the league. I think we just have to take all the experiences, good and bad, and take them into next season and make sure we come back better.
You mentioned the Champions League there. Obviously, one night that we all remember that stands out, and you mentioned it in your programme notes today, was that game against Real Madrid, that 3-0 win here in North London. Just give us an idea of what it was like to play in that game. We all know what it was like to support you in that game. One of the best atmospheres we've ever experienced. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think those are the nights we live for, you know, to play here at home with that support. Stadium was on fire, great game, and hopefully we can have many more moments like that next season. So it's unbelievable to feel that support and the love from you guys.
Fantastic. And obviously, finally, next Sunday, Southampton and some international matches in June. You'll have some time to recharge this summer. What's your message to our supporters from you and all the players going into the next season? Obviously, I guess you just want more, right?
Yeah, first of all, we want to say thank you for the support. We always feel the love when we come here at the stadium, and the support we have is amazing, so thank you so much. And then, as I said, we have to use all the experiences from this season, good and bad, feel that pain of not winning and take it into next season and make sure we come back stronger and bring trophies to this club.
Well, we wish you a great summer and thank you for some incredible memories this season. Emirates Stadium, our captain, Martin Odegaard!
That's the captain! That is our captain right there.
Aww. He
What a
speaks
guy.
so well, doesn't he?
What a guy.
I love the woo that you just did. Oh,
So now we've
it's
got
Mikel Arteta
the
next.
manager.
Let's throw to them.
Mikel, as we've just been talking to Martin, it's been a season with a lot of highs, our impressive run in the Champions League and obviously some big wins this season. There must be a lot of pride that you can take from that, but also a lot of motivation for more next season.
We had a dream that it was to be here today or in a week's time and bring the big trophies to you guys. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do it for many circumstances, but make sure that chasing a dream doesn't get blurry and you don't see what these players, this staff, and this football club is doing, and make sure that we chase the dream with enthusiasm and positivity towards next season.
We spoke about that incredible night here against Real Madrid. What's it like for you when you hear our supporters give you that incredible support on nights like that?
What I said before, we have to start to create our own history here in this stadium. We certainly have started this season. There's much more to come. We have to do it all together. It's not going to be easy, but this group of players, I'm telling you, they have the hunger, they have the quality, they have the talent, and we're going to make it happen.
And obviously there's still one game left in the Premier League this season, and after that we know you'll have your full focus on next season, Mikel. But how much are you looking forward to working in the summer so that we can come back in August raising our levels again?
Yeah, we need to reset first. We need to finish winning at Southampton and then go on holidays. But before we do that, please, because I know what these players have been through, this staff this season, any other club in this position will finish in a position that we cannot even dream of. So please say thank you to the players, say thank you to the staff, and thank you to all of you for your support.
Emirates Stadium, our manager, Mikel Arteta!
And there's our manager, and there's our manager. Amazing.
He
Wow.
speaks so well as well. And I don't know whether he's just been shouting a lot from the touchline or whether he was getting a bit emotional, Timsy, but you could hear it in his voice.
You know what? I think it was a little bit of both. Just because we know, okay, if you couldn't hear us before, you're definitely not going to be able to hear us in the next few moments because North London Forever is coming over the tannoy. But I just feel like, as we were saying during the show, it's been such a long season, and I think it's really difficult for the players, but especially so for Mikel Arteta. You know, he assumes so much responsibility on his shoulders for how this team plays. He never shrugs away from any responsibility, and so, you know, at the end, like, to still have this much passion and this much belief in the boys is incredible to see.
I'm going to let you pause on talking for a sec, Timsy, because you can see the players behind us. So let's just part a little. They're doing a lap of appreciation. And you can see through us, hopefully. You can hear as well how many supporters have stayed here in the ground to cheer on the players. And I can see a certain Lewis-Skelly coming towards us.
I love that, Miles.
Miles, hi. Hey, thank you.
Miles, I don't need it. When you're here, you have the mic.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, you can see everyone in the crowd smiling at you. They're shouting your name because what a season you have had. Talk to us. How do you feel right now? I know we've still got one more game to go, but how are you feeling?
Nah, honestly, it's amazing just to see all the fans clapping us at the end of the season because, you know, it's not been an easy season for us, but we stayed together and we pushed a lot, so I'm just thankful for them and the manager for putting trust in me.
And this game today against Newcastle, Timsy's having a moment. This game was going to be tough against Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
There was quite a lot still riding on it. And we said pre-match on the show that, I don't want to say it to you, Miles, but they'd beaten us a few times this season. No. So for you guys coming out on the pitch, were you thinking about that, or you just know that you need to get the job done like you did?
Do you know what it is? We use it as fuel. Yeah. We take it personally that they beat us before, so it's just extra fuel for us to go out and perform and be our best self. So, yeah.
How did it feel to get the win over them then?
It was important, especially in front of our fans, the last game of the season. Second last game of the season, so yeah, it means a lot.
I've got a question, yes. So, Miles, you've had so many highlights, and in the pre-game show as well, we were discussing what our highlights of the season was. Your name popped up a lot. For you, what would you say your highlight of the season was? I know there's a lot, but if you could choose one, what was the crowning jewels?
I think it was a North London derby, man, right here. In front of all the fans, just cheering them up. Yeah, I'm a fan myself, so it means a lot, man.
We could see just the slow walk, just taking it all in.
we're going to let you go and actually do the lap of appreciation. I think the players are down there. You might have to run around, Miles. But thank you so much. Well done. We can't wait to see you next season.
Wow, what a guy. Miles Lewis-Skelly, man. What a season.
So nice.
What a season. And you know what? He deserves this as well. I don't know if you can see, but he's doing a little mini walk by himself and just getting the adulation of the whole crowd. The rest of the teams are at the other end of the pitch, but Miles has had such a breakthrough season, along with Ethan, and he fully deserves this. And as he said as well, he's had so many amazing moments, but he's such a fan that he would choose the North London derby as his, and he's had a man of the match performance against Real Madrid. He scored against Man City at home.
Yeah, that goal was so good.
And yet he chooses a game that is so special to all the fans, and I think that speaks so much of who he is as a person.
And you're right, I love that he came over straight away to talk to us and was so lovely and open. But it's quite fitting and quite nice to see him now having to catch up with the guys, the other players doing the lap of honour, and just kind of getting a moment to himself down there. He's run quite quickly.
He's just running all by himself. It's like the Spurs substitution all over again. He's just taking it all in.
But Timsy,
But he's
for
incredible.
a gunner himself, someone that's been here, been through the ranks, like, for him, it must be so special. And how easily and quickly he's settled into playing these huge games is wild.
I mean, like, the way I always think of it as well, is like when these lot are genuine fans, it is like one of us playing. We'll never know what it feels like
Speak for yourself.
yeah, of course. But we'll never know what it feels like to put on an Arsenal shirt and represent the club on the pitch. We do everything else, but they know what it feels like. So that's why it means so much to us fans to hear from Miles, hear from Ethan, hear from Bukayo, because not that they're any more special than all of our players, but you can tell how much it means to them because they are one of us, and that does mean a lot.
Absolutely. Shall we have a little chat about Declan Rice's goal in the second half? Yeah. We've not spoken about that at all. Absolute worldie. I will be totally honest, Timsy. I ran to the toilet. And then I heard our own commentary, actually, Adrian Clark and Dan Roebuck. Great comms. I heard them and I was like, no, I've missed the goal, but
so
yay.
I didn't see you go to the toilet because I was so transfixed on the game. But you know what as well, Declan, for me, as we said in the pre-show, he's been my player of the season. He's been unbelievable, just the real heartbeat of our team. When we've been so short for numbers as well, he's been the constant, and he's given us so much energy, so many amazing moments, so many important goals. And today as well, I'm saying a lot of today is very fitting, but today it was fitting that he got the goal as well, that secured the 3 points, secured our second place, because it was a typical Declan Rice finish. We know how good he is on his right foot. Coming across is exactly the same as his West Ham goal. And it's becoming a bit of a specialty of his to score from the outside of the box.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Honestly, too easy. Like, it's I play football myself at an awful level,
legend.
and it's so hard to kick a ball that well. And he just does it. So that's in the corner. All right.
You know, I also like Timsy, the honesty from Miles when I was asking him the question about the fact that Newcastle have beaten us a couple of times this season. Part of me was like, although it's fine to ask that once you've then beaten them. But he answered so honestly, saying, and it's quite interesting, knowing that they've had a number over us a few times this season, it gave them that extra fire, that extra motivation to come out here, the last home game of the season at Emirates Stadium, in front of all the supporters, and make sure that they got that win.
And also, that is something that I think we as fans, we want to know as well. We want to know that it means that much to the players, I think a lot of modern day football as well is kind of this notion of footballers don't care as much as they used to and that sort of thing, and I just don't think that's necessarily true especially with our club, where a lot of these players, when they go home, they do feel it, they do feel a loss, they do feel not picking up the 3 points and not going further in a competition as much as we'd want to. So to hear that from Miles as well, and as we said, a proper Arsenal boy, it's so good to hear that comes from the manager down. The fact that Arteta, it means so much to him to progress as much as we can to get the 3 points, and it filters down to the players, and the players feel it, and the players care as well. So it's great to hear that every loss, every missed opportunity is a little, as Arsene Wenger used to say, a little scar in my heart, and it's nice to hear that. So then when they put in performances like today, you can tell it means that little bit more to them.
For sure. What I'm smiling at, you're talking to me and saying some really lovely but serious points.
Impassioned.
I'm just smiling, looking beyond you, because we can see on the screens here inside the stadium the players with their friends and family all out on the pitch now. A couple of little babies. What did Froomey say?
Mini supporters.
Mini supporters.
I'm trying to engage eyes with Ben White.
Benjamin, not your mate.
Because I know famously him and media are not the most hand in hand, but he's such a lovely boy. It's great to see though. You know what as well, like we've spoken a lot today about how long a season it is, but it's all worth it, especially at the end of the season. They get to do this with their families, get them all on the pitch, celebrate together. Not a successful campaign in terms of trophies, but a successful campaign in terms of progressing and really getting better and just getting that ever so closer to the types of trophies that we want to win.
Totally, Timsy. Like, for me personally, as a supporter, someone who obviously works within the club, I'm so proud of what we have achieved the past couple of seasons, and I know it can be frustrating for supporters, and that's where sometimes people on social media voice their views, and it comes from frustration because we've seen what this team and Mikel Arteta can do, and we're getting so close, and it hurts, of course, for us, but the players, Mikel, it hurts, but there's so much positive to take from this.
And also, like, I love these players so much, and I know a lot of these Arsenal fans do, and as much as we want this success and this progress to end in success for ourselves, for the club, I really want it for the players as well, because honestly, every single week they give their heart and soul on the pitch, and they do the best they can, and just falling short a few times, I feel like they deserve it, as much as we all deserve it, and the fans who travel home and away, the staff here who work at the club, but the players as well. I think it's easy to forget the players putting in the effort as well. Like, they deserve to enjoy and share that success with the club, with the fans, that it means so much to them,
Completely. And by the way, the win here today against Newcastle means that we have pretty much secured second place in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We were trying to do the quick maths earlier.
Maybe some goal difference might play a part, but
it's unlikely.
Exactly. And you know what as well, honestly, we deserve that. Like, I think...
Yeah.
Especially with our injuries, as we were saying before in the pre-game show, like we've suffered so much especially like to a real core of our team, and the fact that we're still up there, we're still competing, and we've finished second. We hopefully will finish second. It's just like that's 3 years in a row where we've finished second, and we're right up there. We're right up there, and as Mikel said in his post-game speech, same as Martin as well, that we're close and we can feel it, and I think all that's required is, again, the same energy that the fans and the club are bringing this season into next season. Like, there's nothing too special I think we need to do to take that next step. I think the fans provide such an amazing atmosphere in the stadium, at home, on the streets, everywhere, that if we just do that again and again and again, I believe Mikel Arteta will bring this club some big trophies.
Preach, Timsy,
yeah.
preach.
Come on, I'm getting my preach on.
By the way, the reason we are still standing here pitchside is because we are having a lovely time.
Yes.
The music is great. Shout out Pete Majuzzi, who does the DJing, does all the announcing here, the player announcements. He's an absolute legend.
Also, as soon as, we know how famous the Arsenal pitch is, but being up close, guys, I wish
lovely.
If you can come to the Emirates, getting this close, it puts it into perspective just how good this pitch is. I could sleep on it.
It's special, but
I wish I could sleep on it.
Bit weird. And we're also hoping to maybe get another player for a little chat. Who knows?
Well, you never know, because the thing is, a lot of they usually do. Oh, we're such fans, but they usually do one lap, and then they get their families, and then they kind of go to different spots as well. So I think if we stay here, we might get a glimpse or two, one or two of the players, see if we can grab their eyes and bring them over for a little chat.
Yeah.
But even if we don't, we're
having a lovely time.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so nice to end the season on this, on this high.
End the season, even though we have one more game next weekend still, by the way.
Yeah. Now we got the mini supporters / actual Arsenal Academy boys, I'm guessing.
Oh, they're
maybe.
so cute.
Oh, look
Are we
at
going
them.
to see them in action?
Well, yeah, maybe if we can't get one of the first team, we'll get one of the academy. We'll bring them in for a little interview. How is it today? Finish the season on a high.
That's so sweet. I think they're having a little picture, maybe. That's lovely.
Hey, you know what, guys? You're in for a treat here, because in the middle, if we split a little bit, you might be able to see some team photos, maybe a few penalties into the goal.
They've run away from you, Timothy.
Oh, okay, they've run away. I scared them off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
what I was
guys.
going to say to you, though, is upstairs at half-time, in between eating pies, Willie's pies,
Yes,
lovely stuff.
They were beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful. We were talking about our end-of-season awards.
Yes.
And we kind of discussed the player of the season, and we were kind of in agreement, Declan Rice. And then he only went and scored a goal.
You know what? The guys in the studio, they did point out a few different players
Yeah.
that I kind of forgot about, and I can't believe Jurian Timber. He wasn't here today. But I can't believe I forgot him. I love him so much, and he's honestly one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life. But he has been so consistent, so consistent. We know how big a blow it was last year when he suffered the injury at the very beginning of the season, and you thought, like, I mean, thank God Ben was there as well. You know, Ben had a great season, but the fact that he's come back from a really, really nasty injury and really, like, made that right back position his own. And we saw, obviously, Ben White playing today, but Ben's been in and out with injuries as well. So, you know, Ben, it's kind of, they've to and fro. They've had their own little injury problems. But it's so amazing. The fact that we have two right backs of that quality, I honestly don't think there's a team in England with that. You know, we're spoiled almost for talent. And I think Jurian deserves a lot of praise for how he's had some incredible performances, both defensively and offensively as well. And yeah, it's a shame that he didn't get to play on the pitch today and get that. But he's there. He's over there. He's getting a few photos. So
we
you
might
never
get
know.
him over for a chat.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be lovely. Lovely little catch up.
We also mentioned, and the supporters in the studio with us gave a very great shout out to David Raya.
Yes.
Because
And again today.
what a season,
And again
really.
today, bar the one mistake, but apart from that, he has been so solid all season long. I mean, the nice thing is that there are quite a few players that were in contention for Player of the Season. They've been incredible. David Raya, definitely one of them. His shot stopping, obviously, everyone knows. But I feel like his presence in the box is incredible. The fact that he claims so many balls, like dangerous corners, dangerous free kicks, he's there. And then the feet, like there have been at least 10 times this season with him watching a game here, and he's pulled off some first-time ball with his left, coming across him, whipping it over, perfect 40-yard, and I'm like, how has he done? He's a goalkeeper. So he's been another one who's put in such consistent performances, and he's exactly the foundation that you kind of need if you are going to be a great team and you're going to achieve great things. You need a great defence, you need a great goalkeeper, you need obviously great players everywhere, but it starts from the goalie, because if someone's that solid, they're only going to inspire confidence in the defenders, in the two centre-backs. And so he's been an absolute revelation this year.
Here. What about goal of the season? Now I can guess.
We didn't speak about it, did we?
That, no. I can guess what you are going to go for, or are you going to do something a bit different? Look, mine is obviously probably like most people watching, Declan Rice.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good. Yeah,
I
nice.
mean, both.
Original, well done, Nicole.
I know, I was trying to be different. Or, I think I know what you're going to say, but also Nwaneri against Man City. That was a lovely goal. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if these guys are seeing it over the clips right now, but I mean, we're kind of spoiled. We've had some really, really great goals.
Yeah.
We know one of them, the Declan Rice double is one of the best doubles you'll ever see. But yeah, some really beautiful moments as well, like Nwaneri against Man City, like coming on and just almost cementing him as the wonder kid, the whiz kid. But I actually, in the same game, I went for Miles's goal. I should have told him he was here.
We should have got him to recreate the celebration.
You think he would do that after 90 minutes of running about? You think he's gonna be pelting up the? No. But he was here. I should have told him. I told him I loved him anyway. But yeah, his goal, just because it was such a nice moment for him. That was like that, kind of right in the middle of his, surge into just becoming the absolute starter and established left back that he is now. And it's been such a quick rise, but that was slap bang in the middle of it, and it just like, again, it was just another key moment where you're like, he's special. He's special.
I was going to use that exact word. Oh, it's so insane. Special. I'm trying to think of other
genuinely,
words.
though, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Like, for someone so young to have that much composure, you can talk about the physical attributes, and obviously he's so strong. He's got a beautiful burst of pace, but technically to be that sound, to be that confident, to be that assured on the ball, it takes someone very, very special.
Absolutely. And what about moment of the season? I mean, we're just going to keep going until we maybe get a player.
Don't worry, I can speak all day long. If you guys want me to speak all day long, I'll be here till 6.
The sun's going to go down.
I was about to say till 6 p.m. No, till 6 a.m. I'll be here.
Moment of the season, Timsy.
Okay, so moment. I'm feeling like a player after the game. By the way, well, it's been a long season.
We'll take each game as it comes.
It's been a real long season. Plenty of good moments. No, I would say as a kind of extended moment. Obviously, the Real Madrid 2 wins over 2 legs was incredible, and that was like a feeling I haven't actually had that feeling as an Arsenal fan in a really long time, possibly ever, because even in our pre-game, as we were talking about with Johan Jury, for example, the Barcelona game, when we won 2-1 here, an amazing atmosphere, but then we didn't quite get it done in the second leg. But for us to have a statement victory here, and then to go away to the Bernabeu, this new renovated Bernabeu with this monster of a team, Champions League winners, and they're just... Champions League is their tournament, and then to go there and win there, I just feel like it was a real, I wouldn't say coming of age, because I think our team has come of age. It's already mature, it's right there, but it was like real unprecedented heights and kind of levels of excellence that I don't think we've had before. So I mean, I've said all that. I have to say that's the moment of the season now. So that's my moment of the season, probably. What about you, though? I want to know yours.
As a supporter, Timsy, I mean, obviously that. Like, that's the moment, the sort of moments that you live for as a supporter, right? You wait so many years for that sort of feeling and to witness something like that. So obviously that's mine. But little special mention to Saka coming back from injury and then scoring.
Almost goal of the season for you as well. Moment and goal.
Yeah.
Because it was it was such a heartwarming moment, innit? And also, it just, I think it also accentuated, you know, we've spoken a lot about how unfortunate we've been with injuries, but it did accentuate just how important a player he is, you know. Like, it's easy to maybe like paint over just, you know, we can make do and then we can have, you know, we can put someone there and someone can fill that hole. But when it's someone of Bukayo's quality and his output, and not just his output, obviously it's a massive part of his game, but also like the way he helps us as a team play, because he draws a lot of attention from defenders. So then suddenly other players have more space to be able to play. And I think it just, that was a moment where you were like, one, I'm so happy for him, he's back. Also, coming back and just scoring straight away, by the way. Like, hamstring injuries are no joke, and he's just come back and gone, no, I'm still really good at football. But I would say that.
For a reason, Timsy. Right, I think we're going to wrap this up because the players are all the way down there. They're having a lovely time with their friends and family. Maybe we can go and join them, Timsy? Maybe. But we should give a massive mention to the fact that Arsenal women are playing in the UEFA Women's Champions League on Saturday.
The season's not over.
In Lisbon against Barcelona. That is going to be such a tough game.
You're going to be there?
Nervous. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there because we have a special live from N5 from Lisbon. We'll work something out.
Whatever the postcode is in Lisbon. So live from Lisbon postcode. Yeah.
Insert Lisbon postcode.
Yes.
From about 3:45 p.m, I believe, pitch side, out there, doing a show. I'm so excited. A bit
Fremy
nervous
going to be there as well?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so you and Fremy, pitch side is going to be...
It's me and Emma Byrne, Arsenal
lovely.
legend, but Frem will somehow find a way out there, won't he?
Talk about nerves, by the way. I'm nervous already. I forgot about that. Now you're just making me nervous again.
I know.
Like, oh no, we've got a Champions League final coming up.
Incredible. And so there's still a chance for Arsenal to win a trophy this season. It's not going to be easy.
And also, I would like to say before we go, we've obviously it's the last home game for the men's here, but we've spoken a lot about that. But I feel like we do need to give a special shout out to the women's this year. The leaps and bounds they've come on, and Renee doing an unbelievable job.
So good. So
and
good.
just seeing the players, like it's been such a good journey, and I just hope that for your sake, for everyone
their
behind the
sake.
camera, for all the fans
know.
all over who are going to be watching that game on the weekend, I just hope, if we did it, it would be momentous. It would be incredible.
I know. And by the way, you can get tickets to a screening here at Emirates Stadium of the game.
Oh, really?
It'd be great vibes. My
I'll
mum's
do
going to
that
be
then.
there, so
All
go
right.
join my mum.
Enjoy
Okay.
Lisbon. I'll be here. I'll be here,
So
right
that
at
is
home.
Saturday, 3:45 p.m. We'll be doing a show live from Lisbon. Timsy, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much
Thank
for tuning in for the
you.
whole season. We love you.
Goodbye.